Pilisiwe Twala-Tau.
Oh, yeah.
Got that right. I always stutter around that. And she's the CEO of GEP. GEP stands for Gauteng Enterprise Propellor. You will notice what we are doing now in terms of our themes from month to month. What we wrote on the invitations was that we spoke about startup valuation. And what we wanted to really get the crux of this time was, as an entrepreneur or as a startup, how do you value your business? Like, my business, if somebody comes to me and says they want to buy 10%, do I even know how much that is worth or what that is or what that looks like? And we quickly realized that we don't understand that. But as things would have it, when we engaged with Gauteng Enterprise Propellor for them to come in and give us a keynote, we realized that there's something missing within the value chain. The connect between the opportunities that this agency offers to entrepreneurs and the startup entrepreneurs that need it. Some of them are not even aware of these opportunities. So we decided, let's bring it back home. Let's get somebody who's in the driving seat of that organization to come and share with entrepreneurs, and let's see what else can come out of that. Can we give her a round of applause as she comes up, guys?
Good evening. Thanks, Lebo. Good evening, everybody. Lebo, how much time do I have? I'm more like Sbusi, so I can go on and on. Okay, great. Thank you very much. My name is Pilisiwe Twala, and I'm the CEO of the Gauteng Enterprise Propellor. And the Gauteng Enterprise Propellor is an organ of state. It is a company whose shareholder is 100% government. But because government would only be able to do certain things, they wouldn't be able to buy assets that would never make it into the asset register. They wouldn't be able to take equity in certain businesses. They wouldn't be able to do this, that, and the other, because government is a creature of statute. And you have to apply every single rule of the game. That's why everything takes so long, because it is taxpayers' money that you're using. As such, there was a gap in the market where we said, why is it that you wind up with young entrepreneurs being people who are hungry because they can't get a job? They think, and those people think that they are business people. Because you can be the best plumber in the world, but it doesn't necessarily make you an entrepreneur. And it doesn't make you necessarily interested in running the business. You just want to do that which you are good at, and that is being a plumber. So we then had to find a mechanism within which we could assist small, medium, and micro enterprises. And that's the reason how I then hooked up with our good fellows, the Hookup Dinner guys. In this relationship, we have realized that more often than not, as Boo said, you would have a good idea, you have the right money sometimes, but you don't have the right networks. Or you have the right idea, you don't know which doors to knock at. And that is usually the problem. And that is the gap that we have to bridge and try to find means of assisting startup businesses. You walked into a bank, there's no way that Masana is going to believe in you because you have an idea and this idea sounds brilliant, because to everybody, the idea is brilliant. I think my idea is the best idea that I have. And then people start asking you, like the questions that were asked about the property pitch. People asked questions about the property pitch, and I asked myself, okay, 2 million rand, you're going to buy property for us, you're going to build property, but you're also going to find the land and buy the land at 2 million, the land parcel costs you 1.8 million, you're left with 200, what's going to happen? So now this is what we then work with, to say, John, this idea is brilliant, but this idea is not going to happen. Now, let's work with that. That's the business development support that we would bring. This is the only organ of state that will take you. You've got your NEF, you've got IDC. This is the only organ of state or company owned by the state where we work with an idea. So you come with the idea and we say, let's work with this. If this idea is not going to work, we tell you upfront, perish the thought. It's not going to happen, right? So that you don't, the young fellow said, time is money. Don't waste your time on things that, and sending people on a wild goose chase. It's not going to happen. So we will then assist you with that. And the operative word is that we will assist you with, so that we do this with you, which is why for us this platform is the best platform that could happen. More often than not, we are invited to come and speak to people who are the toi ticket people, to say, I will just toi to get this business, and they want a grant. We are in the business of selling money. If we're not selling money, we're selling value, to say, if we give you the support, what is in it for us? You will create the jobs, you will sustain your business will be afloat for the next 3 years, because if you're a startup or an SME, it's going to take you at least 3 to 5 years before you see light at the end of that tunnel. And that is the hand-holding that we would then do. So in our non-financial support services, we will then assist you with your business plan, and we will assist you with a business plan because you need to have a bankable business plan, so that we're able to take that business plan to other people and knock at those doors. We are in the Enterprise Supply Development Program of the major banks. We are in the Supplier Development Program of the United Nations Development Program. We have signed agreement with Business Unity South Africa, and we have signed an agreement with the Black Business Council. So when we bring somebody and say, this person is manufacturing a battery cover that will charge your battery, and you are traveling and you have all these meetings and all you need to do is to just put this cover, we should know that this is going to work. So we will work with that. And in our non-financial support services, we will then offer you what we call marketing interventions. When we offer you the marketing interventions, let's say for argument's sake, you need to get yourself onto what happens all the time, New Age breakfast with SABC2, for argument's sake. And they say this is going to cost you 80,000 rand for that breakfast. But you need this. This is the best platform that would help for that particular thing that you want to market out there. We would go with you on an 80-20 split. We will give you 80% support on your marketing interventions, and you will pay 20% of that cost. So that's the kind of support, because we don't want you to get strangled going to Mashonisa and going to all these people that are going to donor you for all sorts of things, because they'll even say, okay, if you give me a share, I can do this and that for you. We are trying to get that, to bridge that gap in between. You need to show commitment. You need to show that you're going to be sustainable. You need to walk the talk with us. And I'll give you an example of somebody that we just had a very big problem with, so that it gives you a good idea of what it is we do not want. The startup comes to us. They are trying to break a market that we believe strongly is there's monopoly there, and it's the first time you have young people getting into that part of the oil, etc. They then ask us for support. We say to them, we will give you X amount of loan. They say, but we also want money for our own salaries. And the salaries are like 40,000. Like, hi, but if you're starting a business, mama, you eat at your mom's place, they see you visiting like you cannot believe, because you don't have dinner, you don't have this, you're bumping a ride with your parents, because that's the resilience that you need when you're an entrepreneur. You can't be paying yourself a big salary from a loan of a startup business. It's not going to work. And because when we support you, we would never pay you. Let us suppose then we give you this loan and you need, it was a loan of 2.5 million. For our loans, we have a fixed rate of 8% if it is a micro loan. Micro loan is anything between 350,000 and between 10,000 and 350,000. All our loans are short-term loans. First 2 months, we don't charge you interest. You need to get on your feet, and you need our support. So we don't charge that. Terms and conditions apply. You must be a registered tax, your tax clearance certificate must be there. You must have been in business or trying to get into business. You must be 51% black owned unless you are youth. If you are youth, all of that falls off, because our priority is that 40% of our business goes to youth, 30% to women. So if you are a woman and you are young, it works better for you, and 5% goes to people with disability. So if you are a woman, you are young, you are disabled, you get the full shebang, right? So that's how it works. Now, when we give that kind of loan of up to 350, it's fixed. So even if Jill Marcus does her khara, increases the repo rate, does this and that, it doesn't affect you. Our loans are 60 months, short term. If you go beyond 350 is what we call captive. And when you're on captive, it's anything from 351 with what, or 1 cent, and up to 5 million. So we will give you that loan. But we will ask you for collateral. The kind of collateral we will ask you for cannot be your primary household. Of course, I think most of you apartment, so that doesn't apply. But if you were me, and you were my age and you were coming for a loan, we would not take primary residence, because business is cutthroat like that. Things happen, things don't work out. Your kids are now in the street because we are coming to repossess. We don't do that kind of stuff. Things happen to us when we are still at college. I'm at university. I'm on a United Nations scholarship. Okay, I was on a United Nations scholarship, but there are scholarships where you pay back afterwards, right? So, and then you've taken, let's say you've taken a student loan from AXA. Now you've finished school, you've got this thing over your neck, you're working, you don't pay, you wind up in the credit bureau. That is not our problem. We are not saying we want people to be truant like that. But if your circumstances, because people have different circumstances, things have happened, and they wind up with a judgment, all we require is for you to go and make arrangements with whoever you are owing. And we then get back and get that loan. However, if you are under debt counseling, the law doesn't allow us to work with you until you've finished that debt counseling. As we do all of this, we have given you the loan. At the back of that, what makes us different from the bank is that, first of all, our loan is prime. When it's not micro, anything is prime. At the back of that, all the marketing interventions would be there. And let me take Zbula, for example. He is making his socks. He comes, he says, look, I need to buy equipment. Okay, I need some little bit of money, 350 or 200,000. We give him that loan of 200,000. And we say, but you need marketing interventions. You need to be statutorily compliant. So you need a system that is going to allow you to do your financials and all of that and all of that. Guess what? He doesn't have to pay that himself. We will support him with that. If he shows us the commitment that he has shown, he's running around, he's burning the midnight oil, we will assist him with that. If you are a business that is starting, for example, professionals, and here you are, you're getting into, you're a doctor, that's the easier one. Now that, or a dentist for argument's sake, that machine of the and all of that, I mean, it costs a lot of money. There is no way you're going to be able to buy that as a startup. We would then assist you to buy that machinery and that equipment. And at the back of that, compulsory modules in our program is that we would make sure that you get into our mentorship program. You are on our supplier database so that anybody else that does business with government should be able to work with you. So that's what we do. But what is most exciting is take them, the guys that we're pitching today. Nobody does cosmetics using food and whatnot. I mean, I know when I was growing up, there was that cocoa butter that was there, right? But you don't have anybody, as the young lady explained, who does what she does. Or at best, the young gentleman of the cell phone that is charging. Or somebody that comes to us and says, I'm developing, let me give you an example because it's easier when you have example. We've got, the Innovation Hub is one of our sister companies. So you come with your innovation. We are business people. We will assist you with your business plan, how to run your business, how not to enter into a particular equity deal because the market is not looking good, and those things. But we are not experts in that which you do, in property, in sock making, in cosmetics manufacturing, etc. We are not experts in that. So we will hook you up with the experts to do that. So if you are doing something like the ICT with that phone thing, we would then take you to the Innovation Hub. And we would pay the Innovation Hub for you to be there, have office space there, have mentors allocated to you until you exit the incubator. So that is what we call the incubation program. The incubation program is where somebody comes with something nobody else has done. We don't have a cell phone that is manufactured in South Africa right now. We've got a young fellow at the Innovation Hub that is doing that. As we're going along, traveling, seeing what's going on around, we came back and said, we want to change the rules of engagement. Do more applications than you are. Your pitch must be more to the applications than it is on the phone. Because in the past, there were those big phones with the aerial, there was this and that. And look at BlackBerry today, they were saying, unless you're carrying a BlackBerry, it's going to switch off. And I'm one of those people, right? We saw what happened. Ericsson, BlackBerry, that is a cutthroat space. And we don't have enough support locally for us to be able to carry that business. So we said, do this, but we want to support you more on the applications. Now they are busy with the applications and they are developing the most amazing applications you can think of. They just won an award in a Paris Enterprise exhibition because of the platforms on gaming and teaching young people their schooling and their life skills and everything using games. They got a contract with the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund on safety, and they have this game where the game will tell you what to do. They have a game that they are developing, teaching young people about the history of South Africa, and they have a game on the Rivonia trial. So you play and you wind up at Lily's Leaf and it says, yes, you got it there at Lily's Leaf, and then you play and it asks you, so did they find the gun? If you say yes, they found the gun, it says minus 20 points because the gun was not found. Did the Rivonia trialists wind up at Robben Island? You say yes, it says boom, how many were there? You get the points, and that's how it goes. But you are learning in a way that makes you, that you like, because everybody now is technology oriented, they like that, and that's what we support people on. So in a nutshell, there is no idea that is too big or too small for us. When you don't have the business plan, we would then go to our own networks if it is something that is not in our space and it's something that we don't know how to work with. But we encourage young people to come to us. We have a team of investment analysts who will sit with you, and the trick is that when people come to GEP, and I've been to these places, they want to see the CEO. And now, you see now, you are not going to find me. And then they say, this thing was a lie. But we do have investment analysts. We've got offices in all the regions. We've got 5 offices: Tshwane, Johannesburg, Sidibeng, Ekurhuleni, and Westland, Krugersdorp. So if you need any support, that's where you can go to. If you don't get joy there, please feel free to email me, because there's an escalation process. The only trick with us, and I can warn you now, is that our processes take very long. Our processes take at least 4 weeks. So if you've got a deal that you are chasing, and you've been given a contract by the Department of Transport, because we've been donored before, where we gave people a loan of 5 million, and we found that the purchase order was false, this was fraudulent, and this and that. We now have to go back and authenticate that which you give us. We never pay money directly to you. This is the catch. We will never give you the 5 million. We will always pay your suppliers. So we ask you to go and get the quotations, get your suppliers to give us the quotations, and then we will pay the supplier to save you from yourself, so that you don't buy the X5. Okay, so that's basically what we do. And this is what happened with the young fellows. Unfortunately, they went to their supplier. They said, these people refused to give us money for salaries. Please load the quotation for the supplier with so much. Then, of course, as it will always happen, the checklist was no longer so sweet between them and the supplier. And the supplier came and rented on them. And now we've got the cops onto them and a warrant of arrest, which is something we don't want to happen, because we really want to support young entrepreneurs. And with that, I mean, this is a summary of what we do. The detail, of course, you can check on our website, you can contact us, but we've hooked up with a hookup dinner, and I thought maybe I should leave this to the last bit to say, for those people that pitched, I don't know who won, right? But I know that you're working from home and you've got this space that you're working in. If your business is in Gauteng, we're making you the offer now that we will support you with your space and we will support you with the equipment that you require from
That's
GEP.
right!
We would like to also offer the young gentlemen of the cell phone further research and development based on the questions that we asked, based on the issues about the competition that is coming and how he positions himself around that. And we will support that through the Innovation Hub, and we can do that. I'm not in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but from Thursday, there'll be somebody in my team that will contact you, and they would be able to support you and make sure that you are there. Okay? All right? There was also somebody else before the property guy. It was not you, my darling. There was somebody else before the property guy. I've done the hands, right? The cream, it was you, right? And then it was what? The shareholder game, I've already spoken to him. Because fortunately for him, in my other life, I have a program that's called Global Partners Junior, which is a partnership between the office that I have in my other life with the Mayor of New York's office on Global Partner Junior. It's for young kids ages 9 to 15. And we just sent through the kids that had done the entrepreneurial program. They went to do their pitch in New York, and they just came back last week, Sunday. And we'd like to engage with you and see how that will work. So that's an offer for that. And finally, for our property guy, because we are not in the business of property, we don't have investment analysts in property, we will make sure that we get you somebody in property from the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency who will work with you and pull together your proposal such that that proposal is bankable enough for you to make money. Right now at face value, I don't see how you're going to make the money, but we do have partnership with many municipalities, with almost all the municipalities. And let's see what property arrangement we may have with them, just to start you up, even if it's just one property that would be able to kickstart that business. I'm making you that offer. Thank you very much.